Hey, do you like chickens? How about chicken pot pie? How about chicken nuggets?
Chicken train, running all day. Chicken train, running all day. Chicken train, running all day. Can't get on, can't get off. Chicken train, take the chickens away.
Hey everybody, Wyoming James checking in, day number 6 from the urban micro farm. So we get out here and I can clearly see that our chicken friends are really hungry. You can hear them, they're really vocal, and they're looking for breakfast. So it's my guess is they had to expend a little bit more energy last night. We got another dip in the temperature. It got cold again last night, and now I did find something else here. Look at this. I found our little friend who has, I don't know if you can see him here. I found our little wryneck friend here. So he has shown back up again, and I'm gonna somehow figure out a way to segregate him for just a minute so that we can identify him and get him fixed up. Now that Mandy is well aware of what it takes to fix this bird, so I want to get him segregated so that we can administer a little bit of vitamin E and some selenium to him. So doesn't look like we lost any other birds. So I'm going to get this little guy set off by himself, and then we're going to get him fed, get him watered, so that I can go into my day job. Stay with me. Okay, so everybody's fed and watered. I've got our little friend with the problem. He's over here kind of segregated in the scale box. Don't know how long that'll keep him there, but I got some food in there. Hopefully it keeps him happy for a little bit. I got him watered right off the bat. You can hold him. If you hold him just right, he can dip his beak in the water, and then he can lift his neck up and drink it. But then when his head tries to flop over, you just kind of got to support it. So hopefully that's not an everyday thing. Hopefully we can get Dr. Mandy out here and get her to administer some vitamins to that little bird and get him fixed up. So I have to shake loose. I have to go in and earn a paycheck. But I will be back with you guys this afternoon. Stay with us. Okay, so Mandy spent most of her day today doctoring baby chicks. And I guess I misspoke. Baby chick, right?
Attempted chicks.
Yeah.
But we lost one.
I thought we lost 2 today.
Well, we lost one initially when I had gone out to start doctoring the one. And there was another little tiny baby, just weak as can be. So I tried to doctor that one too. It just didn't work. But
so
I continued to doctor the one.
Okay, so the one that you ended up doctoring though is our wryneck bird, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So what did you learn from the staff veterinarian Dr. Google about wryneck?
Okay, so I looked it up, and basically what it was saying is that you needed selenium and vitamin E oil, which both are antioxidants. And so I'm not exactly sure, because it's interesting watching this bird when it puts its head upright when it's eating food, but the minute it takes a drink of any fluid, it's like its equilibrium is out of whack, because its whole neck twists and its head's upside down. So it's kind of a crazy behavior. But anyways, it was saying that just do a mixture of the vitamin E oil. I put probably 4 or 5 drops of that with half of a crushed up selenium tablet with some warm water, and I put a few drops of honey in there because it just stated that in the mixture that I found online, and just little baby eyedroppering as best as I could. I did that probably 6 times today, and I would say probably maybe 3/4 of a mil every time. It's about all I could get into the bird before it closed beaked and wouldn't let me do anything. So maybe only a 1/2 mil on some cases, but regardless. And then it was still also trying to drink water.
Okay.
So, but it's strong. Yeah, I watched it fight with another bird. When I found an earthworm today when I was pulling weeds in the backyard, and I put him in there, and for a while it just sat there and nobody wanted anything to do with it because it was probably that long and, you know, pretty good size, and they had never seen one before. And I put it on top of the feeder, and finally it started wiggling its way down into one of the little holes of the ice trays, and that caught their attention. And next thing you know, the chase was on. Like, one of them got a hold, and that worm was as big as those birds were. And at one point, they finally, like, one bird was on each end, and they had that thing stretched out probably 10 inches. It was pretty funny, and they got it broke apart finally, and I think they were still fighting over a random piece that was a little dried up and jerky like earlier. But anyways, the one bird with the rye neck or rye disease, he was pecking at another good sized bird, just bullying him. So it's not like he's weak. It's not like he's not thriving. He is. It's just a weird. It looks like The Exorcism.
Yeah.
But it's kind of weird to watch him. But hopefully this helps. I mean, we'll give it a shot and see.
We'll see. All right. So you feel like he's doing better, though?
Well, I didn't see him too much yesterday, but there's moments where after he drinks enough fluid, he gets pretty lethargic and he just kind of hunkers down and his neck's all twisted. And I don't know. It's almost like he's got a headache, which is, like I said, I feel like it's almost like an equilibrium type of thing. Dawson and I were talking about that. And so he kind of hunkers down, and some of the other birds run over him because they're getting so big. But he gets right back up, and he seems almost normal when he's eating his food again. So,
okay,
we'll see.
Let's run out and check on them, see how they're doing.
All right.
All right, so that was our quick veterinary lesson from Dr. Mandy, and we're out here now. I came in here and talk about a mother's love, right? I came in here and I could not find the bird that had the problem. Mandy literally walked up and stood up on the back of the trailer and said, "Oh, it's right there." And so she pulled it to the front here, and I think this is him, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep, this is him right here. So you can see that he's got this neck thing that is just not working for him. So hold on, buddy. Hold on. It just flops over, and but I like to think he's doing better, but I'm not so sure he's doing better because he's eating. He's drinking. You hold him up to the little water, and he'll get a sip, and you got to right his head after he flips it over, but I think he's doing better. And if you just leave him alone, like I said, before I bothered him, he was eating. And if we can get him reset here.
It takes a little bit.
There you go, buddy. See, if we do that, it resets him, but then he'll come over here to the water. So maybe we should, there he went.
And rolling.
Maybe we should give him a little bit of medicine before we put him to bed. Come on, calm down. So, anyway, so what we'll do is, what I wanted to visit with you guys on real quick though, before we shake loose, is this. I want you guys to kind of get an understanding. Been getting a lot of questions. Mandy's been getting a lot of questions about the CSA. Our CSA program is Community Supported Agriculture, and what it is it allows us to sell shares of these birds. So you become a part owner while they're in this state, so that when it's all said and done and they're butchered and processed, you get a share of those birds. So what it does is it helps us because it gives us an idea for how many of these birds we will actually need at the end of the season, and also it helps us offset those costs. So you're sharing in the raising of these birds in return for a pretty significant discount on the birds. So it's $3.99 a pound, finished weight, finished processed frozen birds, just like you would walk into the supermarket and buy. $3.99 a pound if you buy them on the CSA program. Now what that means is you buy the birds before while they're in this state, and you share in the cost with us. If you decide to buy them afterwards, more like if you were buying them from a supplier or from a grocery store, you pay $4.29 a pound. So $4.29 a pound versus $3.99 a pound. Not that big of a deal, but if you're buying 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 birds, that's, that might be 20 pounds, 30 pounds of birds, and because of that, it's pretty significant savings there. So that's how the CSA works. If you have any questions, if you want to get with me, you can either DM me or you can send Mandy a message or text either one of us if you have our cell phone numbers. But what we'll do is we'll respond to those and we'll get you guys signed up. It's a great way through the Wyoming's Food Freedom Act for us to be able to sell these birds the way we do. And at the end of the day, because of these videos, you see how these birds are raised, you see how these birds are treated, you see how they're not treated to a certain extent, right? Mandy administered a little bit of vitamin E and some selenium to that. I don't know anything about selenium other than if we go back to that, remember that movie Total Recall? It was a movie Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, and they were on Mars mining for selenium. So what does that tell us about a colony on Mars? They needed chickens, right? Apparently on Mars, wryneck is a big problem. So Arnold Schwarzenegger was there so that they could mine for selenium, so that they could give it to the birds, so that all their birds didn't have wryneck. So thank you, Arnold Schwarzenegger, for mining all the selenium. I might be wrong on that. It might not even been selenium, but that's the best I could do. So we administered just a little bit like natural stuff, right? I mean, aside from the stuff that came from Mars, but pretty natural stuff. We're giving it to these birds. No antibiotics, no hormones, no, we're not medicating these birds. We don't use medicated feed. Somebody's upset. Somebody had their foot being stood on. So, but that's how these birds are raised. So if you want clean poultry like that, then definitely get a hold of us. So with that in mind, I am going to check out for tonight. We will be checking in with you guys tomorrow morning. Oh, wait, we got to do this. Hold on. So hold on. I'm going to shake loose, and then we're going to zoom in because Mandy wants to show you guys the worm feeding. Stand by.
Get him and go. Get him and go. Where'd he go? Oh, it's in the back. Hold on, here's one more. Where's it? Oh, right here. You better run. Oh, tug of war.
Chicken train running all day, can't get on, can't get off. Chicken train taking chickens away.